This is a beautiful time of year to enjoy all the mountains have to offer, including great wines, incredible food, and pure relaxation. You'll find all the beauty, comfort, and pleasures of a wine country weekend in western North Carolina's Polk County. A perfect start is the historic Pine Crest Inn and Restaurant in Tryon, a charming 35-guest-room property spread over 10 acres of scenic landscape.
The 4 buildings, the one we're in and the 3 in the courtyard, were built in 1906 and converted to an inn by Carter Brown. And we also have a cabin that's 250 years old that he had brought to this property, and then our stone cottage he built in the mid-20s using stonemasons from the Biltmore estate. So we have a lot of old and historic buildings.
Guests will find the interiors beautifully appointed and very comfortable, and the unique history of the property adds richly to its character.
Swayback was originally built pre-revolutionary times in Tennessee, and Carter Brown had it disassembled, brought to this property, and reassembled. And it has the distinction of having been the place where both F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway stayed. We're very diverse in what we can offer folks. We have these wonderfully romantic cottages and cabins. We have everything from very elegant suites to more budget-friendly accommodations for under $100. So we can be a lot of things to a lot of people, and I think that makes us very, very versatile.
As you heard earlier, the Pine Crest Inn has long been a wonderful retreat for celebrated artists and writers like F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway. In fact, it was Hemingway who once said, "My only regret in life is that I did not drink more wines." So today's trip to the local vineyards is a toast to Hemingway. A short drive from the inn is the 200-acre Rock House Vineyards, a small family winery that's won awards for their handcrafted wines. If you time your trip just right, you can watch Rock House's impressive whole cluster pressing process. This is about 1.4 tons of grapes, which owner Lee Griffin says will make up to 200 gallons of wine. Rock House grows Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Petit Verdot grapes.
We're dumping the Chardonnay into the press, and this is what's called a bladder press. This is a German machine, and it has a bladder to the entire length of the machine. We'll close it up shortly with the doors, and then we'll start applying a little bit of pressure from an air compressor into the bladder. The bladder slowly expands, and then at that point we'll start to spin it to mix up the grapes, and then the grape juice will fall down through the press into the juice pan below.
After that, the juice is pumped into a tank, chilled, filtered, and fermented in special order oak barrels. Tours and wine sampling are encouraged. The Rock House Vineyards and Tasting Room are open to visitors Thursday through Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. Although the majority of their grapes are grown right on the premises, they do purchase some grapes from another reputable vineyard just 3 miles down the road. Green Creek Vineyards is also open for tours and wine tasting. Visitors are invited to bring their own picnic. Green Creek provides the grills, seating, and wine, of course.
Right now we have 7 different wines. They're all estate wines. We have a winemaker's reserve, an 06 Chardonnay. We have a Chamerson Rosé, which is like a French rosé. It's a dry rosé. We have Cabernet Sauvignon. We have Merlot. We have Cabernet Franc. And we have Cabernet Franc Rosé, which is a dessert wine.
The one Alvin modestly forgot to mention is Green Creek's Star Attraction, the world's very first red Chardonnay, released in April of 2007. It tastes just like Chardonnay, except it's red, created by putting white grape juice on the red skins of refrigerated Chambourcin grapes to absorb the color. If you like what you taste at Green Creek Winery, buy a couple of bottles to take home because this wine is not sold in stores. After some tasting, you may be ready to experience the complement of fine wine and cuisine. The Pine Crest Inn restaurant carries the coveted AAA 4-Diamond Award and boasts the second largest wine list in the Carolinas. Executive Chef Amanda Green marries these two distinctions creatively in her special chef's tasting menu.
Well, my philosophy is to take indigenous ingredients from Western North Carolina and try to combine them together with the rest of the world in order to go well with wines and also to go well with anyone that comes into our area to show them what North Carolina has to offer.
And boy, does she show off North Carolina, starting with this steamed sea bass encased in a Savoy cabbage purse, paired with an Oregon Pinot Gris. Then a savory baby portobello and shiitake mushroom crepe, paired with Rockhouse Vineyard Chardonnay. Next, an English cucumber encircling organic greens, paired with a French Pinot Noir. Her fourth course, marinated organic duck breast atop sweet potato ravioli, paired with a Napa Valley proprietary red. And for dessert, a chocolate creme brulee with Portuguese port. As you can tell from the menu, dinner at the Pine Crest Inn restaurant is a fine dining evening experience and an elegant way to wind up your wine country weekend in Polk County. For North Carolina Weekend, I'm Deborah Holt-Noel. To find out more about the Pine Crest Inn in Tryon or the wineries we visited in Polk County, call 800-440-7848 or go to firstpeaknc.com.